What is the worst part of full-time overlanding? For me, it's making decisions. Should we stay or go? Get gas now, or will there be another station? Is that a good exchange rate? Will the truck be safe parked there? You're constantly trying to gather new information and make decisions based off of that. It can be exhausting. If it sounds like I'm whining, well, that's because I am. This episode is called The Worst Part of Full-Time Overlanding, after all. It may not be an appetizing subject, but talking about the downside of overlanding is an important part of giving an honest representation about what it is that we do. So let's talk to some other overlanders and ask them, what is the worst part about long-term overlanding?
The worst part is going back home. There's a thing called Reentry Shock. When you come back to the United States, you've been gone a couple years, and you get into a Walmart and you're like, oh my gosh, there's 100 types of candy bars to choose from. It's ridiculous. And then when you go home, it's kind of like, I don't know anybody. Like, everyone's married, everyone has kids. I'm the weird guy that just keeps traveling.
The worst part for me is the friends that you don't have close to you. Is when you travel like that, you have friends all over, you meet people, and you would love to have these people close to you all the time, and you cannot have.
You're so intensively together as a couple that you start arguing about ridiculous little things, and you have to find the break, and sometimes it's hard. We are total different personalities to find a stop point and say, listen, it's not worth discussing. So the worst part as a couple, I mean, even though it's also the best part, because alone I wouldn't know what to do, is to find the balance, you know, that you have your space but you're still in a small truck like this, and that's kind of hard.
There's two parts to me that are pretty terrible. One of them is I'm not working regularly right now, and I weirdly miss work. We're able to find seasonal work, we're able to find kind of like harder working gigs that are decent paying, but I miss the routine of having a job. I just wish I could take it on the road. And I miss my friends and family back home. I don't get to see them very often.
The worst part of long-term overlanding is the lack of community. 99% of the time, it's me and my girlfriend, and we occasionally run into people, and they're typically camping for a night or a couple nights, but they're not doing the same thing, and they don't. It's hard not having people to like commiserate with, talk about the woes of long-term travel.
Running out of money. That's the worst part, and having to stop. We can't, well, we're trying to figure out how to do it forever, but right now we're not exactly sure how yet, and the idea of stopping and going back to regular life makes my heart sink. But we're not ready for that yet. We're not doing it yet, so I'm not going to talk about it much, but I think that's the worst part, is just thinking about it ending.
Well, there you have it. The worst part of full-time overlanding, according to 6 other overlanders. I encourage you to learn more about our participants by checking out the links in the description box down below. And I'd like to point out that none of them mentioned breakdowns, shakedowns, or border crossings. Just a little food for thought if you're considering an overland adventure of your own. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.